Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and right now I'm going to look through the Agent of TERRA series. The Agent of TERRA series is a 4-book series written by a guy named Larry Maddock, who's in reality Jack Owen Jardine, who was a fan of science fiction and started writing at first what was then called sleaze paperbacks, but really tame by today's standards. You could read the kind of sleaze, quote unquote, in most Harlequin romance books or even popular novels these days. Anyway, Jack Owen Jardine died in 2009 of a heart condition. Back in the early years, as I said, he wrote sleaze, and he was married for a period of time to a lady named Julie Ann Jardine, and they wrote under the pseudonym, I think it was Howard Corey, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the main character of the Agent of TERRA is a guy named Hannibal Fortune, and TERRA, as you see, is initialized, so it's a temporal entropy restructure and repair agency. And Hannibal Fortune is assisted in all of his adventures by a shape-changing, odd-looking little creature called Webley. And he's an alien from, doesn't say where in any of the novels. The stories take place during the reign of what's called the Galactic Federation. And in this Galactic Federation, there are 47 known solar systems within a lot of the story takes place in the Milky Way. That's our galaxy. The main antagonist in many of the stories is a guy named Gregor Malik and the evil Empire. There's echoes of both, standard space opera, echoes of Star Trek and Captain Future in these stories. As you can guess, temporal entropy restructure and repair agency is sent not to as spies to fight against rogue governments, but against people who are damaging the status quo of time. So many of the adventures are all about that. The main antagonist, I says, is this Gregor Malik. So I'll show you the books. They're interesting covers. They're drawn by, painted, I guess, by a guy named Sergio Leone. I don't think it's the movie director, but they're nice, beautiful copies. And this one is The Flying Saucer Gambit. And this came out in 1966. It's a paperback original. All right. In this one, when Hannibal Fortune came to Earth to investigate the death of TERRA's resident agent, he discovered that his colleague had been killed by the sinister legions of Empire to keep him from reporting their new secret weapon, a device that turned men into babbling lunatics. With this weapon, Empire could conquer Earth overnight. So that's the first. Like I said, the main character, Hannibal Fortune, is really there to make sure that time is not manipulated. The other thing is he genuinely is supported in his adventures mostly on his own, because he's the only one in this organization, TERRA, that is sent out on these missions. He's like very analogous to the James Bond character, with a little more tame in comparison, though, to Bond. Anyway, so that's number 1, the Flying Saucer Gambit. Another lovely copy is this one, the Golden Goddess Gambit. Again, cover art by Sergio Leone. There's your shape-changing assistant there, right on his shoulder, as by Larry Maddock. Mission to a lost continent. When Terra's resident agent in ancient Crete discovered a mysterious inscription written in a language that wouldn't exist for another 1,000 years, he immediately suspected time tampering by the minions of Empire. Special Agent Hannibal Fortune and his partner, the alien symbiote Webley, were assigned to investigate. Yeah, in the Terra organization, they're the only ones who are really investigators. So that's that one, number 2. And number 3 is this one, the Emerald Elephant Gambit. Hannibal Fortune is trapped between evil star creatures and savage barbarians. Alright, that's that one. This civilization, Hannibal Fortune's responsibility as a special agent of TERRA was to see the Earth's timeline not changed by the sinister schemes of Empire. Sometimes he hated what he had to do. So there you go. So that's Agent of TERRA, number 3, the Emerald Elephant Gambit. And the last book in the series is the Time something, let me see. Yeah, the Time Trap Gambit, which I'll show you a cover of. So there's a total of 4 books in the series. Really fast-paced reads. They're quick adventures. Don't expect, literary masterpieces in the vein of somebody like Gene Wolfe or something like that. A little more tame and a little more quick read. Very enjoyable for those who don't want to introspect too much and enjoy a quick read is the Agent of TERRA series. Nothing against introspection, by the way. So I hope you enjoyed this short look at this series, and if you did, remember to like, the comments, and the subscription. It's really appreciated. Thanks for watching.